Okay, so starting off this project, you guys are going to click this to open. If you don't click this thing right here where it says Pronóstico de 7 días, you're not going to see your original project. So yours is going to look more like this, and your actual project, mine's up here, but yours will be down here where I have class comments is going to be your project. Just open up your project and edit that. Don't make a copy. Don't share it with me. It's already from my Google Drive, so if I share it with you from my Google Drive, I already have it. And don't make a copy, because up here you can see that this is a link. Can you guys see this link? You see that? Wonderful. So it's a link between us. So if you make a copy, the link's going to be different. So open up your copy of your document. I have on here the rubric that I'm going to be grading you guys with. And I'll show you guys this is the culture portion right here. I think this is going to be the same thing. Yeah, so the culture portion right here, I'm going to be grading you guys on English, your English portion of this project. So here's the actual project. You guys all know that the culture portion is English, right? Yes. Wonderful. Here's an example of the culture portion from mine. Loads. So this is all in English, and what I'm doing is I'm taking their country, whatever country you choose. Like if you choose Argentina, you're going to tell me about two things: topography, which is their land. Do they have mountains? Do they have beaches? Do they have rivers? Their topography, what their land is like. And our country, and you're going to compare those two things. Like, how in Wisconsin it's like flatter and it's lower land and it's hotter during the summer, things like that. We have Lake Michigan. I also want you to tell me the weather too. So topography first, and then their annual or average climates. So, for example, is it hot in Argentina? Is it cold? The actual rubric for this project says that a 4 is a synthesis of the two. So what that means is take the topography of Argentina and tell me how that affects their climate. Do the same thing with Wisconsin or the United States or any other culture that you are familiar with. And then tell me how those are different. For example, in Argentina, it's mountainous, and they're in the southern hemisphere. So in July, their winter, it's very cold, because again, they're in the southern hemisphere, it's July, their winter, and it's in the mountains. But Wisconsin is much different. In July, it's hot. We have low land mass, and of course, July is our summer. That's what a 4 is like. A 3 is like maybe telling me it's hot in Argentina in January, whereas here it's hot in July. You didn't give me much detail, but that's like a comparison of the two. Giving me a summary of just what Argentina's is like, or just give me a small summary of maybe what each of ours are like, but not giving me a comparison, that's a 2. And a 1 is like fragmented caveman sentences like Argentina hot. So you don't want to do that. You want to get a 4. In your project, remember, right here under links, I have all these links. So culturegrams is the one about the culture where you have weather. So I would open that up. I would click on South America for Argentina. Click on Argentina. And this is everything you could ever want to know about Argentina, including land and climate. Land and climate's right here. You can use any of this info. Please don't just copy and paste. You can use pieces of this if you cite it and you put quotes around whatever pieces of information you're using exactly this way. Anything from this at all, you should cite. You can use this as a cite thing too. MLA format, it shows right here. I would put the cite at the bottom of your culture page down here. All right. You may need to go to also like the United States too and pull out some of their information, because you're all probably from here, or if you're from somewhere else. If you're from France, you can compare Spain and France. That's fine. So that's culturegrams. You can use this for the culture, for the land and climate. So moving on to the next portion, we need to do the writing portion. Here's the rubric for this. Remember, the first portion is the grammar portion. It says it right here. You are going to go based off of my slides. So your grammar should be pretty awesome. You would lose points in grammar if you say things like hace calor y no hace es viento. People want to always say es. You don't need it there. Or hace llueve. People always do that. If you can't remember your weather terms, remember I made this slide right here for you guys. This link right here, and this will take you to all the weather words. So all you need to do is very simply look at this, and you can see it's not hace llueve, it's just llueve. So back to this, you're going to follow this general format, and if you're not making mistakes, you're going to do very well on that grammar portion. The next thing is vocab. People are going to get vocab by making sure they're including vocab words like the day, the date, the 2 to 4 to 6 weather words per day, and making sure that they're typing out 20 in letters instead of just numbers. So if you're giving me like maybe just hoy hace calor and la temperatura máxima es 20, and you only give me 20 in numbers, that's probably going to be a 1. If you're giving me many days, if you're giving me all 7 days, if you're giving me many different weather terms, if you're giving me different words in Spanish, I'm going to be able to give you more vocab. You should also maybe look up a word or two, like we have on my wall, if you guys can see over there. I know in the video you can't see it, but you can see over there, parcialmente soleado. You could use parcialmente soleado, or you could use nublados too. You could go parcialmente nublado. So you can look some of these words up too, or look around my room and use some of these phrases as well. You're going to have 7 weather days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't care if you have 7 slides. You could have 2 slides with 7 days. You could have 14 slides. I don't care how you do it. I just want 7 full days. And each day you need to have exactly this: the city, the day, the date, your weather terms, and the high and low temperatures, and some pictures to make it look nice. If you're having trouble, like if you go to, so again, we're going to our links up here. We picked Argentina for this sample project. We would go to South America, click Argentina. It will take you to the cities. Choose a city, and you can see in Buenos Aires, days are looking pretty similar. Every day staying around 20 degrees. It's a little different, but not crazy different. We've got cloudy, we've got rainy one day, but this isn't totally different. And if you want to include other words in there, like storm, you might have to go back and find a different city to choose other than Buenos Aires, like maybe Salta. And if Salta may have a different outlook, it may not. I'm not sure, but do your best to vary your words. Don't forget you can change Celsius and Fahrenheit right here. Okay? Detailed things and hour to hour are up here. So that is the weather pages. That should get you through to here. The last step you guys are going to do on this project is the speaking portion. So this is the same rubric from before, the language control. It's the same for reading and for speaking and writing. When you write, you produce things by typing or writing it out. When you speak, you produce things by making sounds with your mouth. So this is basically pronunciation. I'm grading you on how well you can say these things. I'm up here. I don't know if you can see this on the screencast. I don't think you can, but there's the Screencastify button you guys are going to click. Install that. You can install that from Classroom. It's right here. If you click this, it's going to give you this pop-up that says, add this if you haven't. I already have, so it's going to say you've already added it to Chrome. But add it, give it the permissions you want, and you guys are going to make a video just the same way that I'm making this video right now. So you would go to your slides. I know you all read beautifully in English, so please don't read me the English slide. I don't need that. Start with your Spanish slides, present it, and you guys are going to have to read me 4 slides. I know you're going to do 7, you're going to type 7 out, but just read me 4. That's enough for me to judge your pronunciation, and I have a lot of students, so 7 slides would be like 300 extra slides to grade. Yeah?
So when I do 7 slides of like different cities?
Yes, you can do in different cities or you can do the same cities. It's up to you. Okay? Right. All right, so back to this. I've presented it. Now, I know you guys don't have this on mine because mine's a little different, but at the bottom you're going to have 2 things. Your project and a button that says add. So once your video is done and you've saved your video, what you're going to do is, and your project is done, you're going to click add and either choose link. You'll link it if you upload your video to YouTube. Make it viewable to me. Don't make it a private video. You can click Drive. If you upload your video to the Google Drive, it will just pull it right from your Google Drive. Again, share it. Make it visible to me. Or there's File. If you save your video to your Chromebook, you can attach a file. I'll probably have to download that, but that's fine. Then on my end, what I will see when I click on somebody's student work, I'll click on this, and I would see, for example, the actual project right here with your name on it up here. So this is Abby's project. I would see your project here, And I would also see attached to the project a second thing, which would be your video, your teaching video. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. So that's all we have to do for this project. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I will, in the email I sent to all the parents and on Classroom, I'll add any additional stuff if I left anything out. All right, so that's the project. It is due. You can see right here. The due date of this project is listed as Monday, October 19th at 8 a.m. Do not forget that you have a turn in button. So if your video is attached and your project is attached, turn it in. Because right now you can see, as I click on this project, I have 27 not dones. I want to see 27 done, okay? I think that's it. So hold that last question.